reason just to get it fired up. You give me that feeling when you leave me tied up. You can get it if you need it. You can get it when you need it. Say I need no reason just to
Okay. I don't want to give it all away. Also, eagle-eyed viewers may notice a couple of changes in the rack. Indeed. Right here. These little guys. This is an MCO, or, not MCO. ALM MFX, Master Tie. And this little guy, this little special little boy, like you, except there's a but. This is the engineering convolution reverb. It is a convolution reverb in your rack. Long while ago, there was the, I forget what the name of it was, Tasty Chips, ECR, I think that was it, ECR. Big module, chonky boy. So this is really, really similar in functionality. The only thing, and I'm going to do a further deep dive on this probably this coming week. I might actually just release it as a standalone video, to be honest. I might sort of just film myself talking about it and get the camera close and, try out a couple of things, a couple of minor edits, because there's literally nothing. I did a little bit of research into it, and on their website, they had, hey, Dr. Felix, their website had the sound of it, all of the different impulse responses that were, on board and stuff, and it sounded freaking great, and that was, I think, the thing that sold me. But wild to me that there's, no videos of... They've got a few modules, too, and there's almost no video of any of it. What's interesting and what I see in their design is they have a MIDI in and through here, which is wild. So you can actually daisy chain multiple modules with one MIDI connection, right? And have macros set up and have controls set up and CCs on certain channels to do certain things. And they've got an FM synth, and they've got a bunch of stuff, probably about 10 modules that they make. And very interesting design, I would say. I think anybody with a beat step or a key step could do some pretty wild shit with sequencing CC numbers and sending them over MIDI to a chain of modules in your rack. I was just thinking the whole Nifty case, you could get the Nifty case keyboard and fill it with engineering stuff and just have this MIDI controlled modular system. That would be wild. That would be interesting. But I'm not really all about that. And they're you can access up to 99 presets via MIDI. You can access them here too. Okay, that's going to be a big thing because their literature or their thing sounds like you can only access them via MIDI, but no, you can just make them however you wish. Now there's a little bit of loading time because it is a good chunk of memory. Convolution takes a decent amount of computing power. Here, let me show you how it sounds real quick. Let me just take the vocal here. And if the cables will reach, will the cable gods have blessings upon us? Oh, just barely. Okay, we're going to crank the Aurora to 100% dry, so it's basically off. All right, these guys. Okay, now I have the Chateau de Long, which is going to be a cathedral. Okay, no other reverb on board, right? Let's get a long one. Here we go. Now, my only thing is, and this is really weird, to be honest, this is weird. There is no dry-wet balance control. And I don't understand that at all. Like, I was like, what? How the fuck? There has to be some way to do that. You go into the menu and it's all MIDI stuff. And it's just wild. There's just nothing. So, like, that's just a choice that they made. So, like, I'm going to try running it as an effect send. And then you can go in and you can change the impulse response. It's got like 100 of them on board, I think. Greek 7 Echo Hall. Okay, now you got to mute this because it oftentimes will pop. And it shows you Greek 7 Echo Hall, 1.3 seconds, 44 kilohertz stereo, mono to stereo, latency 1 millisecond. Hit load, and then that's actually really cool. So some of these impulse responses are not, they're not long, right? I think this does a maximum of 4 seconds, which is not a massive amount of time. It's not going to be my Valhalla Supermassive in Iraq, which I want. Someone make it. Please, God. For the love of God. Francisco. This is that convolution reverb I was telling you about. And it's like, there's no bypass, right? So it's basically like, it's always on. But convolutions and impulse responses are not always used just for reverb. You can also use it as like a speaker simulator or an amp simulator, that kind of thing, right? And so it's thinking of it as a reverb is too narrow. And if that's the case, well, it doesn't matter. I still want a fucking dry wet knob on the front panel. Like, or, you know, here, output gain. Like, if you turn the output gain, it shows you a display. Okay, well, when that display pops up, give me a submenu right there. And be like, mix level, tick, and then adjust the knob, and then you have your mix level. Like, do something. And I would think that would be a firmware update that would be fairly easy. Unless, oh wait, I just had a thought. And that is, what if the latency, if you had 1 millisecond of latency and you blended a dry signal with the wet signal, is that going to totally fuck things up and make weird phase issues and stuff like that? I wonder. I can't even contact the company. I mean, I just looked on their website. There is no way to contact them at all. It's interesting. So I'm going to get involved with this thing because sound-wise, it sounds fucking great. Okay? Like, plain and simple. It sounds amazing. It sounds really just interesting, right? It gives a sound of a just an instantaneous, unique character, depending on what impulse response you have going in there, and it's pretty cool. I didn't have a massive amount of time to play with it, but yeah. So I don't think so because I mean a standard reverb has latency. Right? Even if you have an old plate reverb, there is latency. Like there is a latency of sending a signal to a thing and then going through the thing. You know, it's probably not a millisecond. It's probably in the microsecond range. But either way, if you're using it as a reverb, you should be able to put the mix down, and then the latency wouldn't matter. Like if you had running at 30%, 30% wet. Right? You won't notice that latency. You won't notice the issue because it'll just be part of the reverb. So, I don't know, guys. Or fuck, there's a menu. There's a menu button right here. Add another menu item. Mix level. Boom. Done. No, there is no way to adjust it at all. There is nothing in there. Okay. So shit, man. Ideally, if you have a unit like this, what you would do is run it like a send. Okay, that makes sense, especially since a lot of these are mono to stereo. So you could have a send convolution reverb, which would be cool. And if I work with it for a while and it doesn't seem like it's working out as a what I want it for, like a standalone unit for like one particular voice in a patch, then I can move it over here and use it as my reverb send. I'd be happy with that because you could do some cool shit. Sorry. Lots of phlegm. Okay, let's get going. I got a bass, I got vocals, I got a mushy globber of stuff. Hey, Jam and Peace, what's going on? I was just yapping about a new module, so I'll try to shut up about that. And I will put out a full video. Do I know Colin Benders? No, not at all. I don't think he knows I exist, but I know of him. I actually just had a thought yesterday of like, dude, I need to rewatch some of the Colin Benders streams because they were just awesome. And you know, that enough said. Let's get the programming. Yeah, I highly respect him and what he does. What he does is awesome. Super cool. Hey Nick, if I didn't say that before, which maybe I did and I don't remember. Let me get a quick noise sweep going because we're absolutely going to need it. We're just going to make a poppy sounding... Yeah. We're just going to make kind of a poppy sounding techno thing today. You know, I even got the poppy vocals going already. I don't need no reason just to get fired up. If you need something, I don't know. Even though I've just heard it like 79 times in a row. All right, we need this to be shorter, and we need this to be at approximately 6.46 volts. Seems to be about the precise level. Come on, knob, do your knob thing for fuck's sake. Here, 6.41. Let's try that. All right, white noise coming from you. Yeah, happy Friday. Upside down, what's going on? Yeah, it would be. I mean, I don't want to say it would be like an easy thing to quickly patch up. It is a pain in the ass for a control that absolutely should be on board. You know what I mean? Like, guys, what were you thinking? And that is a good question. What were they thinking? Like literally, you know, what was the design choice here? Because you made a choice. I don't think it's a very good one. Oh, here's Nick name dropping Colin Benders, his best friend in the world. Psh, psh. Sorry. Nick and I are friends. Well, you did a guest stream with me, so I'm better automatically. Oh, right angle plug. Why do you exist? This is not a time that I would want a right angle plug. These guys with their systems all like super patched with like tendrils all over and all. It's like, dude. Yeah, Jam and Peace, get VCV Rack. Like, before you do anything, get VCV Rack. It's free, and just play with it and learn what does what. And, like, I don't know. Like, as far as recommendations of starting with, um, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, you could start with a semi modular. No, needs more res, just a little bit more res. Oh, okay. Well, so I think the big problem that I have with giving recommendations is, and some of you uh, some of you know this in firsthand experience. I ask, what are you gonna do with it? Like me, when I started dipping into modular, I was immediately confronted by, I want more voices. I want to be able to make entire, fairly developed tracks on one machine. Do it all from scratch in various styles. I mean, that's literally what I wanted, and that's kind of what I keep building towards to this, which is sort of the not quite ultimate form, but pretty close. And then the goal will be to just occasionally sub out modules, right? There's a few in here that I rarely use that I could easily substitute for something else. I'm updating my effects section. 2 new things today, actually. Or, Wednesday. Captain Hook. R. Okay, let's get some other parts going here. Hey, Jethros. Yeah, Pam's and Platts would be a good place to start. Hell, Pam's, Platts, and a traffic module, and you've got yourself a little drum machine. Oh, it's the art gallery tonight, so there's going to be pounding and random noises, and maybe a person just walking into my studio and going, "Oh, what's this door?" Because that's happened before, and it's entertaining. Yeah. Okay. I got an idea. I've been thinking. Let's do pizza for this one. This is part 5 on the vector. This is going to be such a fun little sequence because it's going to only be 3 notes long. That's right. 3 notes long. It's a 3-note sequence. But we're going to use dueling chance operations. Who want filter duty guy thing? Who want mono signal? So that gives us options. Can we just go into the little bitty SVF guy? Will you reach as a small cable? Will you be able to reach? Oh no, he's just literally 2 millimeters short. Nah, I go more for the melodic stuff. My sort of like first blow my mind foray into electronic dance music was Goa trance. So I am coming from a progressive rock and classical and jazz background personally. Oh, we got a timeout. Yeah, we got a timeout. Sea legs too. Okay. Now I need a part. Let's see, three notes long. Literally tiny, tiny little gates. Hey, you can chill, buddy. Why are you so quiet? Oh, you're filtered. I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid head. There's a little bug here. I'm going to destroy it. Small life form. Ah! I have ended a small life. I generally do like a 30-minute kind of thing. See, I think that would be one of the ultimate forms, is to be able to use your modular to play like a 2-hour set. Yeah, that would be amazing, because you would need some pretty specialized equipment just for that. Let's check this delay. Oh, hi! Okay. Now that's all well and good and dandy, and we play with the octaves, but chance operations here. Thank you, Jethro. Just feels weird. I've just been doing it. It kind of started during COVID with doing DAW streams, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just make music, and I'm gonna force, like, turning the camera on is gonna force me to make music. And it did. And so when I started getting into modular, and at one point I was like, I'm just going to do modular streams. And I haven't turned back. And the system has grown. And let's see here. Probabilities. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Although, to be completely honest, that is one of the problems with sort of like forcing myself to do it in a way. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is let's put 2 of these steps as a random. Now, let's not make that one random. We're going to make them about 50%, though, okay? With no pattern. So they're just going to hit. One of them is going to transpose it somewhere in the scale up to an octave. Right? So it'll generally always sound like these 2 right now turn this into this. That sounds like an 8th note. We would like our delays to be rhythmic, please. Thank you. Okay. And then what we can do is set this one to like the middle note. Do just like, again, sort of the same thing. 50% of the time, it's going to go up X amount. But only on the even bars. And then we'll make it reset every 8 beats. Okay, so all told, what we got is... That seems satisfactory. Okay. I need to get my Actually, no, I don't need to do anything for this other than make sure that the subsequencer thing is turned on. What I need to do, though, is get a bass sequence going. And then... Okay. Nope, you need to shut up. While I do this stuff, y'all need to shut up. Okay, so this is one. This is my bass. Nick, do you remember offhand what it was again to copy a preset? It says edit plus select, but I don't understand how that works. Do I just like hold edit and then just push this? Is that a thing? Did that do a thing? No, it didn't do a thing. So if I go into preset A2, there's no gates, there's no notes, there's no nothing. Right? If I go into A3, is there a thing? Yeah, it's different. Okay. Okay, so this one has the subsequencer on. This is A3. Except this is not the subsequence that I want at all. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that I needed to change, so there. That's our chord progression. Okay, so now I need to go into the scene manager and be like, okay, here, this scene down yeah, it's already there. It's already set up. Okay, so I'm guessing most of these parts are just going to stay on A1 for everything. The only one that isn't is part 6. That's the one that I have to set up 2 different things. So my scenes are already, like, ready to go. So, cool. Cool, bro. Speaking of part 6, that is the Arbahar. And I need to make some cool pads. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe. This becomes a problem when I can't see the colors of my patch cables. I'm gonna like turn the lights to white, and it's gonna just be a mass riot of vomitous color. I think this is a purple and a white. Can I test myself here? Oh, it is. It's a purple and a white. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This might be a little bit more color accurate. At least I get a little bit of red injected in there. My cone cells, thank you. Okay. Channel 6 is where we put our pads. I need to record... Okay, so this is weird, by the way. This filter is never fully closed. I can still hear it. It's all the way down. It's not getting any modulation from anything else. I'm actually just modulating the level of the envelope on the bass, which makes me happy. Because then you don't need to do anything else. Here is this guy, and then I have the System 8 behind me. See? Hi, System 8. Hi! I'm going to play some chords in that. I need like a string sound though. Oh. There we go. That'll work. This is the Juno emulation. System 8. D minor, add major 6. Spicy. Okay. But it should provide kind of a cool... In fact, let's set up a timed LFO for this guy. How about that? We can use the QV LFO and have it actually pan through on a very predictable cycle, which would be nice. Let's hear it a little bit first, because there ain't nothing. Oh, hi. There you go. Smooth. Smooth it out. See what I'm saying? So we should have this sort of consistent cycling, nice happy pad guy going. Give it a little bit more input gain. Res. Yes, res. More on that guy later. Internal reverb. let's get this LFO going here. So let's do output 4, because it's the closest physically. So 3 LFO 4 rate. What do we want? Oh, this is in beats. So we basically want it to be 8 beats, and we could just give it a nice triangle wave. Triangle wave, triangle wave. Except, that's not bipolar, is it? No. Okay, and then level. Let's make it 100%. I want to give it a little bit of an offset though, because well, let's see if this works. This goes into yonder playhead. That guy. Okay, now if we hit go, see, it's really weird. What is that, like, spike in there that I keep hearing? I guess it's okay. Let's give this a little bit of a special treatment here. How about that, huh? I think our pad sound deserves it. How do we do this here? Okay, first of all, I need to go in the vector and put one of the other parts to an 8 measure trigger out. Alright, so that's number 1. So that's this guy. This guy is gonna trigger this envelope. Okay, we are at 114 BPM. 114 BPM, how long in seconds is 2 measures? 1.05 seconds. Okay. That can't be right. 2 measures at 114? That's faster than that. Every 2 beats is almost a second. Seriously? Is that what you just told me? 2 measures would take 1.05 seconds. Eight beats, which at 1.9 beats per second equals 1.05 seconds. What? Your math is fucked, buddy. How about you just do this then? Go 8 times 1.9. 15.2 seconds. That's way too long. It's probably half that. No, it's like a fourth of that or something. So let's start with math. Math is hard. Let's start with about 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds. 8 beats, 120 BPM. That's going to be approximate, but it's going to be a little bit longer than that. But that's okay. We'll see. All right. Then we take said AD envelope and we go into the control voltage of a VCA. All right. And then with our friend over here, the Turing machine, spewing out gates like he's got nothing better to do, we're going to give ourselves a gate, but we're going to run it through a VCA so we can change the level of said gate with another envelope. Put this guy in, I can't see it, CFM. Now let's time this a little bit. Not quite as much CV. Oh, we didn't want this to be 8 measures then. I wanted this to be 4 measures for that output. 4, 2, 3, 4. It didn't do it. Why you no do it? Hey, Jason. Okay, but for some reason, it is not, it's not triggering at 4. 4, 2, 3, trigger. Still not doing it. Why? Trigger 5 should be on 4 whole notes. Wait, that's trigger 6. There we go. And then with a knob turn, it just becomes goo. Although I'm going to give it a little bit of like flex into the SFMs. Okay, so there's our pads. Let's stash that and get on to next stuff here. We definitely need some happy arpeggios because shut up, you need them. This is going to be 7. think I'm going to use this guy. Should we do a dual? Yeah, I suppose I might as well. Let's do a dual voice here. This one's going to be... Oh, no. This can't be a dual voice. This has to be... I need sub. So this is going to be... a big, thick, sawtooth, or square wavy blobber part in 7. At least that's the hope. You know, let's do a thing. Is this gonna reach? No, of course not. Slightly longer. Yes, probably. If we go through the middle. I don't like it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. You're in the way, dude. Let's put this into the convolution. Because we wants it. We'll give it a unique character. Okay, so if I hit go, and let's do a reset every 16 beats. This guy. Channel Ozadar. You guys go in here. Okay, but we also have channel inputs are reversed. Now, I do want to put a sustain on this. Like so. Do something funky with like the IR here. This one was actually cool. Cement blocks. A speaker simulator. out of curiosity, how does this sound when we enable this? So this is just raw through the convolution. I'd show you a bypass, but I can't. So it does have a really interesting tone to it. Okay, I want to double check something real quick. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. Thought so, buddy. Now the other thing we could do is throw some slow modulation into the pulse width. Things like that kind of need to happen when you can. BWM. A little faster. Needs attenuation because the aux LFOs are like 10 volts, negative and positive. All right, that guy's off to bed. Good. All right, he's off to bed. Let's mute him. Let's do part 4. Yeah, that's partially that's that impulse response thing. See, it is an interesting like sound shaping tool rather than like a reverb, you know. And I'm very intrigued. And you can download thousands and thousands of impulse responses from the internet and like all kinds of shit, or you can just record your own. You know, just like clap in a hall and record it on your phone and dump it on an SD card. And now you have that reverb in your rack. Pretty cool. Okay. Next part. What are we going to do for this guy? This is part 4. I am going to need to make a control track, too, before I forget. In fact, you know what? Let's just do that right now. Let's go part 6. This is going to be 2 whole notes long. And... oh, wait a minute. We need to do different things here. All right. This one is going to be sort of the bass line. And by bass line, I mean our starting point. So what we need is a C for this. And then what I need to do is go to preset A2 and do it a bit differently. This is going to be 4, and it's already set to 2 whole notes. Sweet. C, C, and then we're going to go G3 and C4. That's it. Okay. So now, if I go to my scenes, and I think here, part 6, A1, A2. All right, so now we should have everybody should be matching at this point, theoretically. If I go scene... Oh, except I have to unmute parts. Oh, you're not synchronized. You're not synchronized with the vector. What's up with that? Or with the R-bar part. There you go. Then we need to run that part. The layer control. Like that. Tell you what that part 3 needs. Let's go back to scene number 1 here, though. Get out of the chord changes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, what part 3 needs is a good stiff kick in the rear. No, it needs an octave subsequence, so we're gonna put random on quarter note. Octave. And we're going to put 1 step up an octave. Hey, Spencer. So up an octave, 1 step, and that's going to mean... not much is what it's going to mean. Let's do 2 steps. Okay. Mute. Y'all shut up. Y'all can both just, you know, like, shut up. Just shut up already. God damn it. Okay, hey, Mr. Sun came up. That's a quality name. Okay, so I've got more parts to make. So let's do part 4. No, let's do part 7. Why did it just transpose everything? Weird. Okay, no. Yeah, let's do part 7. I don't know what I'm going to do for part 4 yet. Unless I just want to do another arpeggio kind of a thing. Yeah, we could. Could do sort of an interlocking melody with that other part. That one's in 7. So we can make this one reset every like 8 beats and put it in like 6. Gate, go, gate, gate, gate. Gate, 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 gate. Every 8 beats resetting. That'd be kind of neat. Especially if we add in some chance operations and make it nifty. Oh, let's go down. Bum boom. Bum boom. Bum boom. Bum boom. Bum boom. Boom. Something like that. Who voice for thing of stuff? Warp core. Yeah. I wanted something sufficiently technologically advanced sounding. That'll do her. We need some sort of an envelope. Dude, you're out of envelopes up here, bro. Bro, you're out of envelopes up here. Bro. 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 Who filter dude thing? Oh, you know what? Let's go warp core into The Bionic Lester. Terror, what's going on? This should be fun because and it also has a comb filter, which is interesting. Series 4 pole stereo. Okay, there we go. Now it's in stereo. Now, I don't have long enough cables to reach to the mixer, do I? Do I? Oh, wait a minute. I think I might. Oh, yeah, actually, not actually that bad. My big dumb fingers weren't in the way. Because then we can just put our envelope up. This is nuts. I can't even see anything. Bruh. It's nutty. That should be ready to go. Right? Yeah, that's exactly it. But we can do some really interesting stuff with. So let's put some chaotic voltages into there. In fact, will a short cable reach from here to here? Oh, just barely. Dial down our time just a little bit. Medium. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, sad. There we go. Now we're doing things. All right, now we also need some chance operations on this thing too, of course. Let's go up 5 half steps for this guy. So it's the type going from a C. It's really, we really want this to go down to. Why do they not sound wrong? Bottom. That's an A. Bro, are you out of tune? What are you doing here? No. No, it's in tune. Okay. What's going on then? Something funky with my sequence then, I guess. I don't know. Chance probability. Oh, because it's 100%. I haven't turned a pattern on yet. Okay, so it's like messed up. So right now it's set to A. And want it to do is go to -5, fourth, fifth down. Okay, there we go. And then we can do sort of the same thing and set an octave subsequence on random. I'll put like 3 steps up an octave. Okay, we need more variety. Okay, it's a good combo. It's a good combo. It works. All right. Next part. I don't know what's going on in chat. Part 7. Let's do a part 7. Let's do a part 8 first, though. Let's do like da 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 16 long. Hey Sean, yeah, you too, man. All right. Boom, boom, boom. That just means that guy. We have to go here and go doink. No. Doink. My hands are crossed over. And I'm breaking. My brain is breaking. So this is going to go plus 12. Then we're going to go plus 12 here too. Actually, we could do a fifth also. A fifth would be cool. Because polyphonic. This is a polyphony thing, man. Everybody's all about the polyphony these days. We gotta go up 4, and we gotta go up... No, not 4. Octave plus 4. Yeah, like so. And then that guy is gonna go somewhere. Yeah, man, you have to pre-cook your mushrooms. Although, here is the thing that I've found working in many pizza places. When you pre-slice, like if you get, like the places, a few of the places I worked at would get fresh mushrooms, just like a big crate of mushrooms, right? And you run them through the slicer and you stick them in a thing back in the freezer, and that like freeze dries them almost. And then you could just throw them on, and you don't have to worry about that, which is really cool. And they came out with a really good consistency always. All right, so we're going to go Demon Core into supercritical neutron filter. That guy. This is going to be like a super saw. Actually, you know what? Let's do a thing. Let's put this guy through the MCO. God damn it. The MFX. I was imagining an all ALM system with all of their like multi-purpose digital modules and stuff. It's like that might be kind of cool. Might be sort of neat. Which one was I? I was really enjoying the quadriverb one that was in here. Well, let's hit play and see how it sounds right now. Sounds like nothing because there it is. All right, number 1. Can we go up an octave? Number 2. Can we make those? Okay, actually, let's think about this. I kind of want it on a cool clocked delay. That would be nice. Okay. Now, we need to do some... Can we do a transpose on this? On this guy? Like, what if we did a transpose of, like... +2? See, it just gets gross because it doesn't fit in with the scale. What if we went down? Oh, that's so weird. It just forms new chords. I love it. Ugh. I like that, though. Okay, now let's do that only on, like, the 4th bar. Okay, now. Sometimes this. Man, that's not going to take much coolness to make it cool-erness. Like a little 8-measure rise, fall, do wacky thing going into the volt per octave. Now, we also make that guy, of course, responsible. Hey, what you can't do it, fitness center, that guy. Now let's test it. I always like to test these with the subsequencer. Should be okay. Now down. Yes. Nice. That works well. Now, in the meantime, you can shut up. Okay. Part 7. Boom. We're knocking them out. Basically, then, we have... That's basically it. Part 7, and then 2 melodizer parts for jamming purposes. Porpoises. Jamming porpoises. Jamming porpoises in our seal eggs. Seal eggs. Yeah, let's do a part 7 thing with stuff. Let's make it blue, because we only have little other blue parts that are, like, basically, like, presets and shit. Okay. Use the Z-Kyle dimension, and I always love to have a fucking fifths part. I know, but what we could do is just be like... And then we can be like... You gotta be careful with these, because sometimes when you go down to new keys, you are on strange notes, and then it'll create tritones instead of fifths, and then you're like... Something like that. We don't want that. I do not want this. Okay. This guy, that guy, goes to that guy. Oh, perfect. Yes, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Oh, I do want the VCA on. and of course, let's throw some LFOs into that guy. Oh, you don't reach. You lose. And then we make needs more variation. I think at the very least an octave subsequence would be good. Let's make it like four long octave. And we'll make it quicker too, like eighth note. Wait, what? Make sure it's all synchronized and happy. And we get a little bit of rhythmic modulation. Okay, that's just going to be kind of an accompaniment background part thing. So let's just shut it off for now. Cool, melodicers. And I only have like 2 mixer channels open, so that's perfect. First one is going to go that dude. I'm gonna give my leads the dank filter treatment, so we can get some cool boosty volume out of this guy. Get in the hole. Run it through the font. Is this gonna be long enough with short cables? That is the question. Oh, just barely. Not really. I don't like it. If I move weirdly, it'll pull those cables out. I think all I have are short ones. Motherfucker. Okay, that's alright. Sub these out. Should have done this in the first place. Doink. Doink. Goes to doink. And doink. And these doinks go into these doinks. Doink. Doink. It's like, ooh, thanks. That's great. Thanks. Okay, but we're gonna go Give me envelope. Give me get. Give me get and an envelope. Perfect. I can never read this thing. That's what I'm talking about. Not of what you speak. Yup, that'll work. Okay, there's a lead. We also want you know, how about like a nice acid lead? Everybody likes a nice acid lead. Oh, this guy. And I'm gonna actually use some legato, this envelope, and put a sustain. It's radical. And that is going to the Talmud. I mean, I've heard of the book. Thank you. Yeah, the whole jam. We're jam ready here pretty quick, actually. So, pardon me. Random goo in my throat. I just need to hook up an output, basically, at this point, and I think we're ready. I do want to test that lead just a wee bit. This one. Now, if we turn up 16th notes, first of all. Crowns. Excellent. Okay, now, if we go... Okay, it needs to be a longer envelope, number one. Or does it need to be shorter? Which one is the full prerogative? That's that one. There we go. Okay, I want to do one other modulation on this guy. And that is to throw a little bit of a little sequence here into the level. That's channel C. Just a tiny bit. I think we're jam ready. Final clock stop and resynchronization. Enable the video madness. This is a photosensitivity warning. If you are photosensitive, you probably shouldn't watch this next section. That is not a joke, by the way. I'm being very serious. Being deadly serious. It will kill you. It may murder your pets. Can I do Moonlight Sonata? Which movement? Just for you. not going to do the whole thing. I'm not going to do the rest of that either. The answer is yes. Although I need to practice the third movement more because it get. Goodbye. And I am out of here. Good night. Or morning, or wherever the heck you are. Exist in wellness and intolerance.